following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
Here we go. Wednesday, January 12th, on our way to the wildcard playoff game at Jerry World. Niners coming to town to take on the Cowboys. Cowboys 3-point favorites. That is Danny McCray.
He's on point today, baby.
And that is Newy Scruggs.
Barry Church.
Take
This is
time.
the Players Lounge.
We good. We good. This is going to be a hell of a show. Or a heck of a show. I'm sorry.
I mean, we're starting off straight. Starting off strong.
Yeah, because if it don't go good, it's a bust. Okay, we get it tonight. We good. My man.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I like it.
The Giants firing Joe Judge. If you're a Cowboy fan, you should be disappointed, man, because the thing about it is they wanted to bring him back, but this dude talked himself out of a job. Talking on crazy stuff, man. Cowboy fans are about to get another year of this guy. And this guy talked himself out of a job. I'm so mad at him.
How you get fired on your day off?
Listen, let me tell you something. See, they tried to scapegoat my man JG and make it look like he was the issue. Mm-hmm. And these dudes scored 24 total touchdowns.
You know what, the last
season.
6? Oh, the whole season.
This season.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
167. Like, they didn't score any points. You got this dude running wing T quarterback sneak.
On 39.
And your own team. Who? Okay, all right. They tried to scapegoat him, but then he talked himself into being the guy who also had to get removed as well. They said they gave him an option. All right, you come in, we're going to have a sit-down with you, talk about the direction of the team. They walked out of that meeting and said, man, this ain't it. Walked back in there and was like, hey, you are no longer needed here. Blue, and your services are no longer needed either.
And you know, special teams coordinators are usually the motivational guys. Those are usually the guys that can talk themselves out of anything or talk themselves into anything, get guys to run through a brick wall. And my man he went out there and talked himself out of a job.
First of all, he was lying.
How does that even happen?
He was out there lying. I got guys who said they were other teams, said they want to be on my team.
We need sources.
Yeah.
We need sources ASAP.
Now, somebody went out there on one of those shows and broke down the free agents that left and was like, nah, didn't happen.
Not him. Wayne Gallman's not doing it till yes. I did see that. I do think that he saw the writing on the wall in terms of Jason Garrett. That the Mayer family loves Jason Garrett. We all know that. As this thing was starting to go downhill, I think he got Jason before they could get him and replace Jason with him.
I wouldn't have been mad at that.
So, I mean, then you start thinking about, because remember, nobody came from New England with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Jason had more people on staff he knew than Joe Judge.
It started with Colombo, man. They got Colombo up out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Try to get people out of there left and right.
Like, I'm the man in this piece.
Yeah, this is my piece.
So I ended up talking to somebody who understood the situation, who's in the NFL, and they said exactly right. He came in there. They said from day one, he came in there treating folks wrong.
So he didn't have he couldn't bring his own crew, or nobody just wouldn't come with him.
It was real clear because you had Flores take some people from New England, but people were like, man, I ain't wrong with you. That spoke volumes to me. But yes, he came in there, they're saying he was acting like Belichick without any Belichick resume. But they just said he didn't treat people well. That was a problem. And then they said, the same person told me it happened with Flores. He said, but it took 6 months into the tenure where Flores became a guy who was difficult to be around and work with. And then you can't, trying to imitate what they saw from Bill. You can't.
Patricia.
Right. You can't do that when you're not Bill.
You got to have a resume behind you.
Thank you.
You got to.
But it's crazy, though, because, these dudes, sometimes they get hired because the assumption is they have what Bill has, or they had something that they can bring from the Patriots way to that team. And then the thing that they think that they're bringing is not what's wanted, all right? When you think you're bringing the attitude and the way that the system runs and all that stuff, no, they want you to bring the football acumen, the knowledge to the team, not like how the Patriots are ran. They want to show that you have the knowledge of the game like a Bill Belichick.
So how many times do you have to keep going to this well to find out this well is not giving you the fruits of the water?
Because, look, it's the same with the players. And look at all these free agents that leave from New England. Like, Van Noy, Jamie Collins.
Deion Branch wins the Super Bowl
Deion
MVP.
Branch.
If it was Super Bowl MVP, Seattle pay him all that money. Oh, this guy's bad. And then he ends up back in New England. So at some point in time, you realize if you're not getting Bill, then don't get anybody.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Don't get anybody. If you're not getting
Brady.
Bill, don't.
Yeah, Brady too. Yeah.
Okay.
They better start looking at the Shanahans and all of them. Who was they coaching with? Look at them dudes, all right? Look at them.
True.
Because the Belichick thing is just not working, like literally around the league. I also saw something where they were like, it's been like two years, and then one of them had 7, but then 2, 3, 2. Like literally, dudes are just not lasting that long trying to run the same thing.
They go running right back to Belichick.
When you're you come off that gruff, it's lasting 2 years because it's like people can't take it,
right?
And it's not there at all. So if you're the Giants, and obviously you're looking for a GM, you have to call Will McClay. Chicago should be calling Will McClay.
Everybody
Minnesota should be.
Really?
Especially the Giants, because the biggest problem there, and we watch it, there's no talent. There's no talent.
When's the last time they hit on a first-round draft choice?
Barkley.
He just been injured.
Yeah.
But he's been injured.
He's been injured.
But
the talent was there. Like
talent's
there's
there.
no reason for you not to pick him at that point because you can't play into. He hadn't been injured like that in college. I think he had like a little ankle injury, but he wasn't tearing ACLs and doing all that stuff.
All right, well then, when was the last first round pick that actually had everything together? Like barring the injuries, like talent, everything was just he solidified.
Ooh.
It's been a minute. I know Barkley's a heck of a talent, and I'm sure if he stays healthy, he'll be able to take off. But
bottom line, Gettleman was terrible.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line. They take Andrew Thomas as the first offensive tackle in a loaded offensive tackle draft. He's the worst one.
That's the one on the team that paid Nate Soldier too?
They did pay Soldier after Belichick said, get out the building.
Another one of the
Y'all not about to sleep on Odell now, okay? Odell.
But that wasn't Gettleman.
Yeah.
Well, you said when is the last time you had one? I'm saying Odell was the first round pick who panned out.
All right. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He balled out. I'll give him that.
So one.
You got one in the last decade.
So there you go. So all right, yeah. That's been a minute ago.
And you've been drafted at the top too for a while. There's no reason for you not to be hitting at the top.
So they won in 11 was their last one. So that was the last one they had a late pick. That's a lot of years where you're supposed to have the top talent on your squad. But
I saw that 10-year challenge picture of the Giants. They show 2011 host the Super Bowl.
Then you
say, dude, where the Giants Jack laying on the street.
That's undefeated, man. I'll tell you what.
It is a trip. So if you're the Cowboys, it bears watching to see what they do, and if they make the call down here for. To me, it has to start Will McClay. That's what you should. If you're doing this correctly in the division, a guy who not only can you can hurt the Cowboys, okay, you can hurt the Cowboys, but you can help yourself because he's an elite talent evaluator. But
I mean, there's no way Jerry Les will get up out of here.
Well,
There's no way.
You know what that means, though.
What's that?
Because like we've been seeing across the ticker every day, they looking to request an interview from who? Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore. Don't be surprised. So GM comes in, you start seeing those same type of names come across the screen because, like you said, they have that same ability to hurt somebody in the division as well, and they're also highly sought after right now. And we don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs. So all of a sudden, you start catching fire. Kellen Moore starts being a little bit more creative and helping Dak get back on track, and his offense start to look how it did at the beginning of the season. Dan Quinn puts together some crazy games for defense. They'll be on that New York Giants list as well.
What is a long run in the playoffs? Does it mean more for Kellen or Dak? Or not Dak, I'm sorry, Kellen or Dan Quinn as far as getting the next.
Dan Quinn's legit. Because he's been a head coach and he's been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay.
And the body of work, plus we all saw how bad they were and how much he transformed them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everything Danny was hyping about Dan Quinn, surpassed it.
Yeah.
Surpassed it. So to me, Dan Quinn, he fits the bill of what anyone should want, but he's proven. Kellen Moore's not proven.
So it would benefit Kellen Moore then.
Oh, absolutely.
For a long playoff run.
But the offense would have to look a certain way. If he go out here and we are a defensive team, right? And defense hold on, 19 points, 21 points, that's all we're allowing.
I don't think that helps.
Okay.
If Nick Sirianni can get a job, didn't call a play for the Colts, you just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what Ed Reed? I saw you retweet what Ed Reed said today. All right.
Stop
recycling bad coaching. That's what he said. All right. So pay attention to what you got. If
but
you
these
say
teams
that,
won't. They won't though.
You know,
They won't.
and I'm not saying Kellen Moore's a bad coach. Just that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if it goes out and you're known as being this offensive guru, and then the last half of the season plus the playoffs, you're not able to make this offense work with the weapons that you have, which also is coming from ownership, who is saying the same thing. You're healthy. You got everything you need. We should be able to make some stuff happen. Then I think that's a detriment to your possibility and your potential
if you're not
as a head coach.
Okay.
Zach Taylor. Here's a guy just stood next to old boy Sean McVay. Got the Bengals job. I just disagree with it. I just think if you fit this certain profile of guys that they want, these owners want in this league, and they believe that you got guru magic, then they'll go and hire you as an offensive guy without the skins on the wall, without the resume. I mean, Zach Taylor was just a quarterback coach.
But who is Kellen Moore? Like so Zach Taylor is sitting next to Sean McVay, who we all consider to be that guy,
that genius,
right?
yeah.
So who Kellen Moore sitting next to Mike McCarthy? Is that going to be the thing that gets him?
Well, that and just the whole thing of, you can sell what Kellen Moore's done here. Work with Dak Prescott.
Number one offense.
Yeah, playoffs. Record-setting. You've got stuff there that you can sell for Kellen Moore. An owner's got stuff to sell. If you're selling Matt LaFleur, going from Tennessee, a running team, to go coaching the Green Bay Packers, you can sell Kellen Moore.
I know what he ain't selling, okay? Getting the players that I'm paying all this dang on money to the ball, all right? I'm a return on investment. That is church's saying, return on investment. Hey, man, are you going to come in? Like I said, do I need to pay these guys?
How many Pro Bowlers is he going to be able to say that he, as an offensive coordinator's coach, he's going to be able to put down a whole lot?
His resume definitely it's gonna be up there a little bit. He's gonna have a big resume.
I mean, Danny,
I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying he asked who's it help and who's it hurt going into the playoffs as far as a long playoff run.
Yeah,
we said that Dan Quinn has the cachet already. He's proven.
Yes.
And Kellen Moore is not. So
what he's done this season has been the big. I mean, the 180 is crazy.
Yeah. So I'm saying offensively, if you go out here and you show that you can do everything that we just said, right? And you can make this offense be the number one offense again, how we thought it was in week one. Yep. That is a huge plus for Kellen Moore. Versus if he doesn't, then I think it's a knock. I'm not saying he won't get a job, but I still think it's people are going to look at it and say, man, what happened throughout? That's a question he's going to have to answer in those interviews. Like, hey, so what happened? So tell me what's going on.
I asked McCarthy today about the Niners, who've only given up a 100-yard rushing performance to a team in the last 9 games. How many rushes you need? How many attempts are you going to need here? And do you have a number of yards that you think you need to hit? And he didn't want to go into specifics, but he did mention 30. He's like, that's a sign of a team that's doing well.
What's the number that was when Zeke gets X amount of carries? This team
like
is something.
20. It's 20.
Give him at least 20.
It's 20.
Because like we saw before, like when we played Arizona a couple of weeks ago, it doesn't matter if you get 150 yards or if you get 50 yards. As long as you're keeping that defense honest, you're going to be able to do both things.
And the thing is, when he gets those 20, it's the same thing we've been talking about all season. The first 5, the first 7 may not look like what you want it to look like. Mm-hmm. But you get into the 3rd and 4th quarter and you continue to let Zeke pound on these dudes, then 12, 13, 14, then all of a sudden you got 10-yard games. And then that 20th one is sealing the game out. Usually it's Zeke going for 15, Zeke going for 20 or a touchdown, and you see him punishing dudes driving into the end zone. So, yes, 20. Yeah, please.
it just comes down. Is this offense going to be willing to go out there and not give up on the run, after the first quarter? If things aren't going the way we want to see, are they going to stick with it? Are they going to keep feeding the guy even though he might be only getting 2 yards in a cloud of dust? Or are they going to be like when they did in Arizona game when they only got 2 carries in the second half?
If that's the case, Zeke ain't getting fed. All right. Yeah. If it comes out and you start to see some negative runs in the first quarter and you think we behind the sticks in 2nd and 12, I think it's highly likely that we go away from it just based off what we've seen so far this season and last season at that too. Like that's just how it goes. 2nd and 10 is not something that you want to do here if the first play is a run. Now, if it's 2nd and 10 on pass, he gonna pass it again. Like that is not a detriment.
I just don't want to give Nick? Not Nick. Is it Joey or Nick? I always confuse Nick Bosa or Nick. It's Nick. I don't want to give Nick the chance to just be able to pin his ears back and feast on maybe an injured or rather he's not injured right now, but he's laboring Tyron Smith or even Lyle Collins on the other side.
Oh, he's going to 71.
You going at 71?
He's going to 71. He's gonna start on 71 and see how it works, and then if it doesn't, he'll move over, and then he might give he's gonna skip Zach.
He don't want no man.
Everybody else get some of that smoke.
49ers ended up going to Seattle, got beat 30-23. That was the last team that got 100 yards of rushing on them. And it was 27 carries, 146, 2 touchdowns in that one.
How many did
and that's not
Russell,
a team that.
How many did Russell?
Russ had 3.
Just
How many yards?
15.
315.
So Adrian Peterson had 11 for 16. Rashad Penny had 10 for 35. And T. Homer, 3 for 80 and a touchdown. One was 73.
Oh, see, that's what happened right
wasn't
there.
Wasn't that like a fake something too? I think it was like a fake punt or something like that.
Travis Homer.
Yeah, so okay.
So
okay.
they still didn't give up no yards.
Not really.
You gave up one for 73, and then they ended up with what?
It was 147.
147.
Yeah, 147.
But they went to Seattle. They kept feeding it. Even though there was a couple of clouds of dust, they kept going at them.
You got to, man. Yeah. You got to.
And you just, but that's just, they don't give up many yards on the ground, and so that becomes that whole game for Kellen Moore, as we talked about. You got to just kind of grind away and keep at it. And oh, by the way, they want to run the ball. So if they're running the ball, that means they're taking time out the clock. That means your defense is on the field. The Cowboy defense cannot afford to be on the field for 30 minutes. They can't. You simply can't. So this is almost, in a way, the battle of who's going to run the ball. Who can run the ball effectively to win the football?
I was about to say, because it's the battle of who's going to run it. We lost. I just based off what we're seeing now, San Francisco hasn't given up many yards. This is the same thing that we were talking about with Tampa. Oh, Tampa has this amazing run defense. And what we come out there and do? Oh, this is an extension of the run game. Throw it out to the on the jailbreak screen. Throw it out quick and run, and that's what they say. This is an extension. This is a long handoff. It's not. It's not. Yardage wise, okay, but as far as in the trenches in the game, I don't think it doesn't equal run.
We can't let the defense, like you said, dictate what we're going to do offensively. And to me, if both teams are running the football like that, this game's going to come down to who takes the possession, basically the possessions. Who's going to get more points off of these possessions? Are you settling for field goals, or are you going down there and you're scoring? Because if they're running like that, this game you might get 5 total possessions the whole game if the run game is that effective.
All right, let's take a break here. Mike McCarthy spoke to the media today. Spoke about his kicker.
Oh.
Let's talk about that next.
Hook 'em or push it.
Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
At Smoothie King, we are blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Every blend is crafted to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Smoothie King uses only whole fruits and organic veggies. You'll never find sugary syrups or artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. And unlike some other smoothie places, there are 0 grams of added sugar in many of our blends. Smoothie King is proud to be the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Place your order in the app or online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it, they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Be the first to receive new offers, event info, and more when you sign up to receive text messages from the team. Text Cowboys to NFLDAL. That is 635-235 to receive 10% off your next Pro Shop order. Message frequency may vary. Message and data rates may apply. You're in the SWBC podcast studio here at the Star. Barry Church.
Yes.
Danny McCray. Louis Scruggs. The Cowboys are currently out on the practice field getting ready to face the San Francisco 49ers. Mike McCarthy had his 10:15 meeting with the Dallas media today, and I think it was Jory Epstein who asked the question about Zuerlein, the kicker, and McCarthy said, quote, "I think he's got a lot left. He's very talented. We clearly understand what the numbers say. I believe in him. John believes in him. Everybody believes in him. This is a teammate that's extremely respected in the locker room."
Did it sound more confident than what my boy Bones Fossil did? Was it believable?
It sounded like a guy who had no option. Like, I'm stuck now. That's what it sounded like. He delivered it. He delivered it well. Okay. He delivered it as though, like, yeah. I'm still behind my guy. But I just, it felt like a politician trying to tell you they believe in this policy here or there.
I'm going to be straight up honest with you, okay? Because you see this stuff all the time on TV where a kicker goes out there. He been missing kicks all year. Remember dude from Tampa a while ago couldn't make a kick to save his life.
Aguayo, right? Or something like that.
Roberto Aguayo.
Right?
Yeah.
And then everybody has to, like, go get him, have his back, you know what I'm saying, after, like, the first 8, 9. And then at the end, you see him, there's a couple people come pat him on the head. It's okay, defense going to take care of you. But I can guarantee you this. When them dudes get home, they talking straight mad trash about this dude. Like, man, this dude garbage, bro. He garbage. Like, hey, what happened to y'all? Like,
he ain't lying.
I'm telling you, you be sitting there, you be playing Madden or something, you know what I'm saying, having a drink, and you like, man, I'll kick a trash as hell. Like,
I'm going for 2.
It happens, right? Like, yeah, you're going to show that he's respected in the locker room, but at a certain point in time, hey, man, you got a job to do. No matter how much we respect you, you have a job to do. If a quarterback go out there and throw 30 picks, I'm mad at the dude. If you go out there and miss 60 tackles, I'm mad at you. Same thing with the kicker, man. You go out there and squander our playoff hopes because you can't get the job done. I'm pissed off.
It's gonna be tough. And I was watching something. I was like an old NFL films, and it was the Cowboys versus the Niners because they loading up for the for the game and all that stuff. And Larry Allen was on the squad. And I'm like, man, what they focusing on Larry Allen? It's just an extra point because I guess it was a long drive, 92-yard drive or something like that. They get the Bledsoe. It was Bledsoe. Bledsoe was at the quarterback. Bledsoe scores on the scramble, and they go for the extra point. And I forget the kicker's name. I think it was Santos or something like that. So he goes
Santos? I'm not sure.
Well, I think it was something like that. And he goes for the extra point. Boom, he hooks it left. And Santos is just, hey, it happens. When I tell you, Larry, it was on NFL film. Larry Allen, big 73, turns around and says, you see that? What is you doing? Boom! I mean, mugged him all in his face, took the helmet off. Santos was looking back on, oh, man, what is going on? Somebody need to get his Zuerlein like that. If you go out there and he's missing in the playoffs like that, that's huge, man.
It should have happened before the playoffs. But yes.
It was 2003.
2003? Okay. I appreciate you, CB. You know what I'm talking about.
The forgiveness level is just going to be lacking for me, man. Like, I just can't see it with everybody having your back, but you have to come through. Like, yeah, we probably like you as a person, bro, but this is a business at the end of the day. And our futures are in your hands, are on your foot when it's time for you to kick us to a win. Like, some people are going to make more money the further they go in the playoffs, and some dudes are going to be looking for jobs other places because you didn't allow them to get more time and having more film. Like, that's the reality of the situation.
In fairness to him, I'm sure, Zuerlein's going to go out there, and he's going to try. He's going to make sure he gets it. I mean, like, I'm sure. Because I don't want to be like the guys out there missing on purpose. All right, man? Like, he's trying. He's trying. But
is that where we're going?
We gotta give him something. We can't
Did you watch Star Wars? Did you watch Star Wars back in the day?
Yeah, I've seen them all.
I will quote Yoda: "Do or do not. There is no try."
So we gonna.
This is where you're at, no, Barry. There's no more regular season.
This is
do or do not.
I understand.
There is no try.
I understand, but like
you can't
so we gonna
leave.
do the same. Like if Dak goes out there and throws 3 interceptions.
Oh, they're gonna be on deck.
Yeah, okay, I'm just saying.
They're gonna be on deck.
Okay, all right. That's what I'm saying. We gotta make sure
they said Dak was in a slump. Like nobody let him off the hook. We know he's out there trying his hardest.
Dak's got when you take $40 million, you're expected to win a home playoff game. Yeah. Okay, I mean that just comes with the meal.
Yeah,
he gets it. So If Dak Prescott is out here throwing 50 passes and they get beat, you know what? And he doesn't look good doing it. He's throwing some picks. He will get lit up.
Yeah.
Best believe he will get lit up. If Greg Zuerlein goes out here missing field goals, leaving points on the football field, and they end up losing, and you start adding up those numbers, he's going to get lit up. If Mike McCarthy and this team don't play well and they lose, he's going to get lit up.
Yeah.
This is the Dallas Cowboys. This is the standard. You're favored at home to win. Nobody wants to hear anything about a loss.
I feel like the standard has changed. Well, I'm sure we'll get into it, but the standard has changed for this season. Based off what I heard this morning, the standard has changed.
How so?
Super Bowl or bust?
So that's the case.
What do you mean? You got a whole mulligan last year. That's like when you borrow, like if you watch the mob movies and they borrow something and then they got to pay it back with interest. That's what happened with this mulligan. All right, I gave you a mulligan this year, but we go into this thing healthy. I expect to see a Super Bowl.
Okay, but in the mob movie, you bust, you die. Nobody's dying here. He's not firing McCarthy.
I don't know. Listen, I'm just telling you what it sounded like to me when he said it.
So it comes back to what we talked about earlier this year. You know, what is considered a successful season? Is it just the Super Bowl? Like, what if he gets him to the NFC Championship? They ain't been in a long time. I don't think he loses his job over that.
No. I don't know if he's going to get fired. I'm just telling you, based off what I heard, the expectation for this season, right now, today, with the squad that you have, is, hey, man, we got the right pieces. We healthy. We should be making a Super Bowl run. I'm not going to be happy with the first-round exit.
I say this respectfully to you. Been covering this team a minute. You know, covered Jerry when Jimmy was here, and Barry. So I've seen Jerry do a lot of these press conferences and see him say a lot of stuff. The man has always been out here talking about Super Bowls and this. We did a special one year called Tampa Bay or Bust. It was after the 13-3 season, so we're like, we're going to Tampa Bay this year, and everybody was like, yeah, you're going to get right back here again. Busted. And I said, Jerry, and this was right in the preseason, Jerry, I did a whole special, man, called Tampa Bay or Bust last year. He said, well, you know what? I hope you can bring back that special again, and we just going to rename it. This is his thing.
I mean,
this is his thing.
It's just different packaging, huh?
Right. This is his thing.
But that's all fine and dandy. But if you consider and tell me that you don't believe that Jerry thinks we have the squad this year and what he expects from Mike McCarthy and his staff, based on this season, where we are, that it's different than it was last year. I didn't hear him talk about Super Bowl last year.
Well, you didn't have the team, but based off what we're seeing here in the NFC, I mean, Troy Aikman even came out and said the Cowboys have a chance.
Yeah,
they have a legitimate chance. They can go out here and potentially beat anyone here to get to a Super Bowl. So it's not crazy on Jerry's part to say it. I don't take it very seriously. Like, oh man, boom, boy, you guys on notice now. He said it. I just don't feel that way.
I do,
because nobody's getting fired.
I do.
He's not firing Mike McCarthy if they lose.
Based off what happened to McCarthy and them in their first season, and then going into this season. I don't believe anybody's getting fired, but I think he really means it. I don't know if anybody's going to get fired based off how they perform as of today, because they can make the NFC Championship and then lose. Ain't nobody getting fired. You go out there and shit the bed. I have no idea how he's going to react and who will still be here.
It ain't just the coaches
Look
either.
how long
players too.
Jason Garrett stayed around forever, so they ain't happening to Mike McCarthy. Because we've seen somebody disappoint, okay? Jerry had a whole lot of disappointments for your man, JT.
I've never said anything about Mike McCarthy. Church hit it on the head. We talk about coaches and players. All right, what you expect out of the coaches and players this season is clear this morning that Jerry is expecting to be in the Super Bowl, as he should, based off how much money he's paid for these players and what we have around us and how healthy we are. He said, look at it, man. You look around the league, this is probably the healthiest that we have been.
In the deepest.
Minus Michael Gallup, you pretty much got everything that you came into the season with and expecting to be playing on the field on this Sunday.
Okay. Let's take a break.
Super Bowl, baby. I'm with you, Jerry. Take me with you on the boat.
Well,
let me hop on the yacht.
Let's see if we
I'm
get
with
there.
Jerry. You know what I'm saying? You need backup, I got you, bro.
If there's anybody to be with, that's the man to be with.
Larry Church, Danny McCray, I'm Newey Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
At Smoothie King, we are blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Every blend is crafted to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Smoothie King uses only whole fruits and organic veggies. You'll never find sugary syrups or artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. And unlike some other smoothie places, there are 0 grams of added sugar in many of our blends. Smoothie King is proud to be the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Place your order in the app or online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching Grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Download the official app of the Dallas Cowboys to get access to in-market game broadcasts, mobile tickets, daily podcasts, live pregame, postgame shows, game updates, and more. Download in the app or Google Play stores. Barry Church will be live in Jerry World Sunday.
Yeah, buddy.
You want to book Barry Church?
I think we're on the East Wing. One of them wings over there.
Oh, you outside?
yeah, we outside, man.
What's the weather?
I'm gonna have my coat on. I'm gonna have my coat on.
But I hope they bring some heaters, my man.
And a hat. Everything.
It's cold. It's gonna be cold.
Let me see.
Sunday,
What
low 29, high 49.
Ooh, wee!
Hope we ain't in the shade either.
If I get time, I'll wave as I'm walking in.
I got the video of my man Larry. Thanks, Kay.
You seen that? Yeah. Larry was playing no games.
I'm going to find out who the holder was on here, but yes.
Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. That is Danny McCray. Barry
Romo
Church
was the holder, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Y'all remember when Romo messed that snap up in
Yeah.
I was standing on the sidelines.
Ooh,
I
that
was
was
standing
brutal.
on the sidelines in Seattle. I'll never forget that locker room, man. That was one of the worst locker rooms. I should say that was one of the saddest locker rooms I've ever been in.
I can only imagine.
And I have been in some championship loss locker rooms. That was right up there, and in some cases worse. You'd seen where he was just crying his eyes out, man.
That's an emotional roller coaster that I never want to be on.
No, because you was right there. We was like on the 5-yard line. Right?
Yes. I never want. Been on it in football. Never want to be on. It's something you can't even control. Dudes be out there crying, don't even know. They're not even criers. But it's just like, man, you realize that you work so hard.
All the months, man.
All the months. It's not just the season, man. This goes back to guys who are really in it, they start working out in February.
Yeah.
And they go all the way through February.
Captains,
right?
workouts, all that,
You
man.
might get 2 weeks off of your Super Bowl team, and then you go throughout the rest of that year focus on just football. And then to see it
come down to that.
Yeah,
as a reporter, I had so much empathy for Tony because he played a good football game, and so much of what you're talking about was not the quarterback job. It was a different holding. And then Martin Gramatica didn't get in the way of Jordan Babineau. If he just got in the way, Romo runs it in there. It was just sad, man. It was sad. Now, I will say this. While the Cowboys were going to take the lead, Seattle was going to get the football back. And that was a good football team.
That's Sean Alexander, right? Is that their Super Bowl year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good football team. It was a good football team. By the way, let me give the practice report here from Scott Agolnick. One player missing from practice today, Nashawn Wright. not injury related. Then you've got Cowboys practice outdoor fields at the Star, shorts, helmets, shells. The entire roster and practice squad was present there, except for Nishan Wright. Cowboy quarterbacks and specialists were not outdoors during the viewing portion, but because they were practicing at the team's indoor practice facility. Cowboys moved Will Greer to injured reserve on Monday, so Dak Prescott, Cooper Rush, and Ben DiNucci are the only 3 quarterbacks on the full roster. Jaron Kearse is still in COVID protocol. Francis Bernard, Micah Parsons, Tyree Smith all came back to practice after missing time on the COVID-19 list. Keon O'Neal, Tyler Coyle both exited Saturday's game in Philadelphia with injuries. Both took part in practice. Tony Pollard, Blake Jarwin both did rehab work with athletic trainer Britt Brown during the early part of practice. Pollard missed last week's game with the Eagles, but he participated in the individual portions of practice. And rookie offensive tackle Josh Ball, who came off the reserve COVID list, but reverted back to the reserve/injury designated for return list, took part in practice. So.
You know, as I'm sitting there thinking about, who we haven't mentioned as being a very integral part of this game? Ironically, the Wolf Hunter. This man might get a ton of playing time, especially if they decide that they're going to come in here and try to run the ball on us. And he's going to have the opportunity to continue stacking up those good games and making plays here. And this is a guy who halfway through the season when, him and Jay, we trying to figure out who it was going to be between him and Jalen. And like you said, he carved out a nice little niche for himself. And this might be his opportunity to show that, hey, man, I still got it. I can play. I can still make some plays.
Would you bring him back?
I think that depends on, on Dan Quinn and how he plans on using him. I would bring him back for the correct price. All right, so I don't know what the demand is going to be for him.
For a starting middle linebacker?
But this is a game where they come out in 12 personnel, 21 personnel, they decide that they want to run the ball. It's going to be him and Micah.
I don't see how you can because you've got so many other guys you've got to check.
Yeah.
Randy Gregory.
He's going to get, at the very least, he's getting the franchise tag.
Okay.
The very least.
Dalton Schultz, your tight end. Jaron Kearse, your safety. I mean, if you're going down a list of guys, Gallup, Cedric Wilson. I mean, you're going down your list of guys, and you start checking, okay, who's going to be more important? He's coming down the list. And also, can I find another him
in the draft,
in free agency,
or in the draft?
I think the crazy part about that is, as unfortunate, I just believe that Dalton Schultz is one of those guys that you would decide, hey, man, I can find another guy like that. Just because
I can see that.
Just because he is a talented, good tight end, so I'm not knocking him. But the scheme allows him to catch some of those passes and actually be wide open. Like I said, when we talked about it earlier this season, he is not the Travis Kelce and the George Kittle type of tight end where you can line him up at number one and say that's where we're going. His has been bootlegs, trying to beat zone coverage, being able to find a window to get himself open versus being that one-on-one guy where you're like, do we need to pay him like a receiver?
What if you basically give him Blake Jarwin's money?
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
Because if we gave him Blake Jarwin's money to begin with, let's just say we never paid Blake Jarwin and we gave him that bag, I say he's played up to par.
Oh, absolutely.
I say he's played,
he's
right where that contract is.
I think he's surpassed. Yeah. It's just based off this. Like last year, we weren't even sure if he was going to be good.
Yeah.
And then he caught fire, and he's continued to do that. Even with Blake Jarwin possibly coming back, he's held on to that spot.
So, and that's so. Going down this list of free agents, we've ranked these guys ahead of Van Der Esch. And so, and there's some teams out there who need linebackers. And Philadelphia can use linebackers. I think there's going to be opportunities for him to go other places and get a multi-year contract.
Yeah, get some. Yeah,
he
some
needs
security.
He needs a big game. I'm expecting Van Der Esch to have a big game if what we believe is true, where San Francisco is going to come out here and try to run the ball.
It's right up his alley. I mean, this is a base personnel, 12 or 21, run it down your throat. I mean, they're going to have some ways now. You know, Shanahan, he's going to have his pulling guards and all that stuff. So he's definitely going to have to be locked in. But this should be right up his alley. Big body going in there, banging around, not in space.
Yeah, Connor Williams is a free agent. I mean, you've got a lot of guys who are free agents and trying to figure out, who do you keep? I mean, who would you say is more important to your football team right now? Connor Williams or Leighton Vander Esch? Or, I should say this, who do you think you could replace?
Easier?
Cheaper.
Cheaper?
Yeah. Kellen Moore better stop playing with Amari Cooper money. I know that for they be divvying that up next year. Get that man the ball. Get that man the ball, man.
Good question, but yes, ultimately, just as we saw Leighton Vander Esch get an interception against Philadelphia, we had more opportunities to play. He's a good football player. Yeah. But you got a lot of good football players.
Healthy this year.
And you simply can't pay all of them. You can't pay all of them. And then with Leighton Vander Esch, anything you do with him, you must factor the health. You have to.
You got to.
And
he had a neck, right?
Neck and collarbone, I believe.
And so while he had a healthy year, free agent year, man, you know, I mean, you remember DeMarco Murray? DeMarco Murray spent time hurt. Even got hurt his final year, but played through it. So, you know.
I will say this. Last year, I was hard on Vander Esch because I was like, man, he plays middle linebacker. He messed up his neck, now his collarbone. This is going to be something that continues to ache him. And I don't know if it's this year he's not injured because he didn't play as much or he is now healthy. But like you said, that's something that whoever thinks about signing him is going to have to factor in, which is tough. But
and blame Nolan. That's when we also go back to Mike Nolan. Put him in the wrong spot. I mean, it was just a tragedy. So
I told you I would have called my lawyer. I just got hit. I would have the law balls, whoever our partner is. I would have called him. Hey man, hit up that man Nolan because he came in here and wrecked up some people's careers. Yes, he did. They looked absolutely horrible. And if Dan Quinn wasn't willing to take a chance on some of the guys that are still here, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, who kind of looked like they were on the decline versus the incline, it could have went a totally different way.
So Dak Prescott quarterbacking the Cowboys, an opportunity to get his second playoff win. Mike McCarthy, how about this? He's never lost a playoff game at Jerry World. First ever win at Jerry World, Super Bowl 45 with the Packers. Then, of course, he came in when the Cowboys had the number one seed. When Jason Garrett was the head coach, came in here and won that game. So he's 2-0.
I hope it holds up as well as Kyler Murray's because Kyler Murray's undefeated.
Yeah,
he kept it going. So hopefully, hopefully it keeps it going.
You see how he did that? When who was the head coach and he came here and beat him? I
try to go over the JG slander, man.
He beat Mike Tomlin for his first win at AT&T Stadium.
Now, you didn't say that with the same type of enthusiasm.
He beat two guys who were coach of the year. Two former coaches of the year. Are you good with that? Does that make you feel good?
The next thing I'm waiting on is him to go, Barry Church, Danny McCray, then forget his name. And what's my name? His cover.
Old trustee.
Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll take it.
And who are you?
I'm just the dude on the street.
He's a fence rider. He's just on the fence.
Oh, sweet.
I'm Jamil Showers. I always tell people, man, I would love to just talk to him one day. He's like, dude, there was a point in time when you were ahead of Dak Prescott.
Claim to fame.
It was Tony Romo, Kellen Moore, Jamil Showers, Dak Prescott. All four of those guys that came.
Yeah.
And I remember that Showers knows the offense a little bit more. It looks like figure it out, and then just
never stood a chance. Man. I can see it from the John. Yeah,
it was just one of those
things. Safety back then.
And they had that. I wonder what goes through your head when it's like, all right, we're gonna switch your position, not within the same realm, like offense to offense. You're going offense to defense. Like Kwasi had to go from Owusu-Wansa.
Oh yeah,
had to go from safety. To slot receiver?
Slot receiver. Slot receiver.
Hey, man,
but that's when they invest that money in you, man. They gonna try to find out, like what it is they could do with it. Yeah, which is surprising. With why Zeke and them can't get no carries and Mark Cooper can't get no carries because usually, when they pay you, they are gonna find a way to get you the ball.
Hey, I did ask about Ben McAdoo and Joe Witt, so I did ask Mike McCarthy about that today. I said, your guys being, your guys. Everybody talking to him, I said, what about a possibility of those guys getting promoted? Now he ducked and dodged around and saying they worried about the 49ers this week. But I did want to at least get it out there just to start the conversation, about some in-house candidates because you have to at this point in time. Yeah. With so many people asking to interview both guys, you have to believe one of them is not coming back. Yeah. If not both. So where's your list? What are you going to go do?
Got one right here in the house, man.
I think you potentially have two. Fans will not be excited about Ben McAdoo, but Mike McCarthy knows Ben McAdoo. And a lot of times that's half the battle. You see how you guys have been players. You see how many of these dudes bring in their friends, guys they know, guys they trust.
You see it each and every year.
So, fans, you may not like Ben McAdoo because you sit up here and you think about what he did with the Giants, but Mike McCarthy had a history with him, and he left Mike McCarthy to go to the Giants. So, clearly there was something there that he likes, and he's been mentioning him a lot in the last month and a half. A lot. Which to me says, I mean, these guys are smart people. And Mike is a smart guy. He knows what he's saying. He knows what he's throwing out there. Setting it up.
Hopefully we keep the mad scientist, man.
That boy Ed Reed say? Okay. Ed Reed, man. I like it.
All right, Danny McCray. We're going to end right there.
Shout out, man.
Barry Church, good stuff. Newey Scruggs. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Players Lounge. Right here on Dallas Cowboys Radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!